Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 7 race. We've got beginner doors. We're in week 6. We've got Sawyer versus Zelga Dasan, Deadrock You Like a Byrnacane versus the Sticky Priest. I'm Fear Agent, and joining me today is the one, the only Shady Force. How's it going, dude?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah, thanks.
So we've got, this is your guys' first race of the week, is that right? Or second?
That's right, yeah.
First, okay.
I'm racing only Jeff on Saturday. So
got it. Cool. What are your thoughts on doors? I know you and I talked a little bit before the race, but we've got a standard start. We've got pseudo boots, and it's beginner doors. So the light world dungeons are mixed together. The early dark world dungeons are mixed together, and then the midst dungeons are mixed together. What are your thoughts?
I actually really like the way this mode is constructed. I think standard start's great because I like that it just throws you into doors, reminds you that it's a door seed you're starting. You're not just going around and getting all of the light world overworld and then finding a dungeon.
Yeah.
So that's cool. The sword start's nice and comfy. And I kind of like the beginner stuff because it's just a bit... you can make a lot of inferences about what's going to be where, which items you might need for a dungeon. And the vanilla lobbies as well. Like when you go to Ice Palace, you know you're going to need something to melt the freeze ore, so that's one of your requirements. And if the lobbies weren't vanilla, it would just be all over the place. So I quite like the way this mode is constructed. I think it's quite good, and it doesn't have key sanity, it doesn't have entrance, it doesn't throw too many things on top of you.
Yeah. Have you guys done much practice with this mode?
I think Zelga's played a lot of this mode. I think he's done most of the asyncs. I've done a good few of the asyncs as well. I'm completely new to doors, pretty much, so I don't really know what I'm doing that much.
Sure. So I think what we're going to see here from Zelga is an immediate mirror. Oh, no, he didn't do it because he got 6 bombs. I guess something I learned watching the first race of this week is if you mirror right away, it refreshes your bombs and magic and gives you like it just refreshes your supplies. So you get some bombs, you get some arrows, you get some magic there.
Yeah, I also learned that watching that race. Yeah. And you and Teletar on comms.
yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I'm learning. I don't know anything about doors, so I'm just kind of hoping my co-com knows more than I can, and I can just kind of figure it out. But so far so good. 27 points over there for the Sticky Priest. That's got to feel pretty good as we're heading until the final week of the season, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a very strong... we had a decent start, solid start, like a couple of tied series, and then we just had a bunch of wins in a row, so it's been quite good. Sawyer's showing us something else here that I learned in a different race, and that's if you mirror, you'll just go straight back to Zelda's cell, but you can actually save and quit, and that'll take you to Uncle.
Yep.
Yes. I don't know if Zelga doesn't know this, or he's just like... It's a short enough path back anyway.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not the deepest dungeon ever. It's just that if he ends up getting dead-ended somewhere later on and he mirrors, he'll be back at the cell, whereas Sawyer will be at the front door.
Sawyer beat him to the door, not by frames, but he did beat him by a little bit. So yeah, Zelga is one of those runners that I'm just like, I since I've known him in the community for like 6 years now, always rooting for that guy to win something. I think maybe this is the year for the Sticky Priests.
I wouldn't have said so before the season series started, to be honest. I didn't think any of us were in great form, certainly not myself. But I don't know, the results are pretty solid, so I guess.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we've got all 4 keys.
There's 2 more items, and Sank is going to be one of the items.
Sank is going to be one of them, yeah. So I'm not sure which one they're missing, and I don't know if you're in a hurry to get back to that one check, right?
Well, I'm wondering if you might just merge to the front door, because I think it's just some random simple path off the entrance. But neither of them are doing it. They're just carrying
Nobody
on.
went right, so it's one check, and you've got the rest of the light world to go through. We see crystals at Hera and Desert, and then Eastern's a pendant. Something that I've learned in this mode is like that almost doesn't really matter. You're going into most of the dungeons anyways, because they're all mixed up.
Yeah, it matters more for later dungeons, I think. But
yeah,
in the early stages is likely to go into all of them. I guess that's another thing. They might be going back to Castle Tower at some point, and maybe they'll just pick up the item on the way there.
That's true. All right, so those 20s at the tree pool is nice. Gives us money going into Kakariko. Pay off that bottle vendor. We've got money if we need to buy some bombs. Nothing on Lumberjack. And so we're just going to head into Kakariko and see if we can get some Dark World access. Something that I've noticed a lot in these seeds, and again, I've only watched a handful, but a lot of them have been Aga seeds. I think that's sort of like the Kaz Boots sort of aspect. You start with a sword, so you really only need one more sword in this mode. And it's also heightened because you might not even need a lamp.
Yeah, but I guess it's diminished because you might end up needing the bow or
That's
instead,
true.
you know. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it's not too much difference. I do like that they both check the Lumberjack though, because I feel like you want that information before you even go to Castle Tower.
Yeah.
You're likely to be there at some point. But I don't think you should wait for real boots before you check. I think you should know before you go in whether you're going to be complete Naga or not.
That makes sense. All right, so looking for Dark World access. We've gotten a lot of money. 300 was in the drop down, I think, in Lost Woods. Some more money. There's a hook shot. It's a nice item.
It's very nice in this mode because there's a lot of hookshot locked potential in certain dungeons. So not having to worry about that particular one is quite nice when you go to some of the mid dungeons.
For sure. Got a glove in the back. That's an important part of our Dark World access.
Yeah, and that's a lot of items on the mountain now as well. So
yeah, that's right.
I would expect them to be going to the mountain before they go to any of the Light World dungeons, just because you kind of want to prioritize Overworld a bit more in this.
Sure. Got early access to the mirrors, so we've already got access to Hera as well. There's our bow, so that's like one of the hard requirement items in this mode, or could be one of the hard requirement items in the Light World checks. I mean, it's just Eastern stuff that's shuffled, that's bow locked, but it can be anywhere. So
it can be, but I don't think it's as required as you think, because at least half the time those Igors are just going to be in some unimportant path, and another half of the time you're going to be going in reverse, and you don't even need the bow that way.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you really don't often need the bow if you're good at your mimic clipping, which I'm sure these guys are.
But a nice item to get out of the way early.
I'd definitely rather have it than not.
Yep.
For no other reason, just to make armor skill quicker.
For sure. All right, so Kakariko, we've got the goods. We got a glove, we got a hook shot, we got bomb bows and a bow, and the mirror. Geez, that's a lot coming out of Kakariko. We'll peek at the library ledge to see if that's anything. Just a heart container.
That was such a quick peek. I don't know how you saw that. I saw a flash of red.
Yeah, it was fast. And there's our moon pearl. We don't want to say we quit there. Yeah, no, that's a big one.
Okay, maybe Sawyer will do that blind, and I don't think he will because he only has 3 bombs, but
sure,
we'll see.
But yeah, what a Kakariko! Like, we are a glove or a hammer away from just starting the Dark World loop. But so the mountain isn't in logic yet since we don't have the lamp, but that's not stopping you. Are you? I guess you're still going to go do South Shore first, in the Moldrum Cave. Dam.
Yeah, maybe? I'll do so. I don't think it's that bad to do the mountain, because you might get flippers, maybe for the Zora checks, or real boots. That'll help even more with the Zora checks, because you can do the water walk out of South Shore Cave. I think both options are defensible, but I think South Shore is the default one. I'd probably do that first.
Yeah, I think going up to the mountain, like if we can find myths here and then hopefully do one less mountain trip, I think would probably be more beneficial than maybe finding the flippers.
Yeah, that's true. Also, you might need, like, for example, a fire source might lock Hera. So maybe you want to find that before you go to the mountain as well. Yeah.
We'll see what the dam has. There's just some bombs, so gonna pick those up. Nice to have. Especially in this mode, because you have to bomb doors more often than not in dungeons. So
I can't wait
Right.
for the scenarios where like you end up having to bomb doors and there's just no bombs available in the dungeons, and
Right.
then they have to go and farm the prize packs.
Oh
I haven't
boy.
seen it yet, but I'm sure that must have
Oh
come
yeah.
up sometimes.
I'm sure it has. All right, so tons of money here. A heart piece, we got another heart piece, and we got another heart piece.
Health is kind of
Okay.
nice. This mode's a little bit more dangerous than regular
Sure.
modes because you're out of your muscle memory.
Totally.
A bit like Randomizer in that sense.
Yeah, for sure. You don't know which door where you're gonna be spit out of when you enter a door. It might be the top, it might be the bottom. I think those dark rooms can be a little bit tricky too because you have to assess which dark room it is. It's one thing to navigate pod maze when you know you're navigating it from the bottom, but what happens when you just show up?
Especially when you have green mail. And there's a couple of rooms where, like, if you come out the back of the Red Igor's rooms in Eastern, like, you're going to take damage and it's kind of unavoidable.
Mm.
And if you were in 3 Hearts green mail and, you might be, like, forced to die there. It'd be pretty brutal.
What do you think about this play to do some water walking? They got a ton of money. They got the Moon Pearl.
Well, they can't do water. Well, I guess you can water walk.
They're fake flipping into the water walk.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I guess when you have the money, you might as well do it. Again, you just want to get Overworld done. So I feel like if you weren't going to do this, maybe you should put off Ice Rock Cave and come back later and try and do Ice Rock Cave with a real.
Oh wow, there's the fire rock.
You should come here because there's your fire sources
here. yeah, that changes everything. Now
this is the place to be.
For sure.
We have the Ancilla Delete equipment as well, so we can get the ledge item, whatever it is.
Yeah, $20, don't need that. There's half magic. That's an unfortunate spot for it.
Well,
it's like just out of the way enough to where it's never really convenient to grab it.
I think I might be grabbing it in this mode, depending on what you get. Because you can be stuck in some deep dungeons, like the Midlock dungeons, and you can just use up all your magic. You have to kill some pokies, and then you have to kill the freezers and something very weird happened in.
So he got. I think he got a heart refill, which lost his water walk. So he's kind of trapped there. His fake flipper. I mean,
I thought you would have just swum out.
No, that's rough. So Zora has the shovel, which is in full logic, and the shovel gives us the hammer. That's full Dark World access. So, that's really unfortunate that happened. Like Sawyer was on the right path, but whatever happened, I think he got a heart refill. I think that's what happened. And so he lost that state. Or we got pendant TR, pendant Skull Woods, our 5/6 are Meyer and Pod. So we will need that flute.
Yeah, normally if you just get the refill, you're just in the water state. But I saw him do the kind of weird jumpy thing.
He bonked against the wall. Oh no. Okay.
We got Arcana Samaria, which is another huge item. It's basically always required in this mode.
Yeah.
Pretty much always, because of the amount of, Turtle Rock conveyor rooms that are spread across all the Midlock dungeons. And the switches as well. It's very unlikely that it's not required, I think. So that's another good item to find. Although it's
at this point, we are like flippers and mitts from Go mode. And flippers, mitts, flute from Go mode.
Flute and maybe some medallions.
Yeah.
And a sword.
Yeah, we will need a sword. But we're only 13 minutes in, and there's only a couple items that we need to finish the
I know, but it's always the last item you need that makes the seed. It doesn't matter how many you get up front.
Yeah.
We could still be talking about how close we are to Go mode an hour and a half from now.
We probably will be. All right, so Sawyer up in Hera. This is a crystal, and he should, I think, with everything he's got, should be able to clear us no problem. There might be a dark room or two, but I think he'll be fine. That's just super unfortunate that he bonked there.
Yeah, we're kind of hoping he gets the flippers, and that'll just send him back to the Zora checks soonish.
Powder there in dig game, so something Zelga can check as he heads up to VOO. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch what happened exactly. But was he meaning to dash out and he just was facing the wrong way? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I guess chat. Like, we'll have to ask chat because I didn't really see for myself. I only saw the aftermath. He just bonked the wall. I don't know. Maybe he had a weird kind of direction, ghost direction, and he just faced the wrong way when he dashed.
All right, so Zelga not checking, making a liar out of me, not checking that powder. Just instead gonna go to the dark world. Is there any hesitation about Skull Woods? I guess could be flipper lock, I guess. I mean, the hookshot feels more important than flippers, right?
Well, I would say flippers are arguably more important because flipper locks are more hard locks, and hook-shots you can sometimes do bomb jumps and things instead.
I see.
So I'd really like flippers, getting hold of those before going into certain dungeons. Maybe they're about similar. Maybe they're similar. So
I saw Sawyer Harapot. Is there advantage, disadvantage to Harapotting in this?
I have to say, in all the practice seeds, I haven't really felt the need to. I'm sure it can be used situationally to get you to certain floors.
There's our flippers, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not okay. The seed's actually just free.
Just super free.
In Hera's super interesting because you just kind of want to pay attention to which floors you do find and which you don't, because often the fastest way to the other floor, instead of finding a staircase, is to just find the floor above it and drop down.
Okay.
And sometimes that's even hard required to do that. So I know the bottom right and the top left staircase lead to each other, so this is the only way. So I think he has to just do some climbing and some dropping, I guess. He's found his big key now.
So, is there anything preventing Zelga from finishing the Skull Woods, Thieves Town Pod Swamp dungeons now? He's got hookshot, he's got flippers, mirror, he's got hammer and bow. That's everything, right?
I think he can complete all of these now, yeah.
Okay. So does he now just go into dungeon mode? Okay,
I guess there is a chance. Wait, no, there's no torches to bonk, is there in those? There's the desert torch. No, not in the middle section. Yeah, I think he can do all of those.
Okay. Sawyer in the dark here. I'm not even sure which room he's in. Maybe. So this would be what dark rooms do we have? Eastern and Aga are the ones that were.
I would have expected to see some guards if it was an Aga one. I think the Eastern one you see anti-ferries, or you get the. Maybe it was the top of the Igor, like the Igor one at the back of Eastern. Maybe it was something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, it looks like he said I had to bail on Hera. Maybe he'll come back later with the lamp. But yeah, he's having a bit of a rough time.
Yeah, not easy.
Yeah, I haven't been paying as close attention to Thieves Town, so been kind of looking at what Sawyer's been doing in Hera.
I mean, at this point, Mitz is the big item that we're looking for, and then the flute, and then it's like maybe we're in go mode.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy. And we might just find some of that stuff up here on the mountain with Sawyer.
Well, that would be really bad for Sawyer, because if he does, like, Zelga's going to find that really soon.
Yeah. Alright, so no mitts there. All right, so there is, let's see, there's 6 keys, so 7. So there's 7 items here in the East End that we could find, right? There's no maps and compasses. There's 6 keys in the big key.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So still a fair chunk of items. One of them will be here in Blind Cell. One of them will be on the boss, but I don't know if he's found the attic yet. He doesn't have the big key.
Yeah, that's the other
He should
thing.
have. Yeah, I guess. I don't know why he went in there. I guess he just temporarily forgot he didn't have the big key.
Okay. Right, you can't go through the jail there.
I wonder why he's not going left there. Maybe he was already.
I think he might have come from there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Does this room? No, that's just another room. Okay.
It's so hard to follow this when you're on your own, let alone when there's 2 screens.
I know. All right, so where's Sawyer heading? We still haven't seen Saha Eastern. That's a possibility. Did he find anything? No, he's... Oh, he's going to check Sick Kid. So Sawyer needs to get to Zora, to get the shovel, to get the hammer, to get his Darkhold access.
Yeah, so Zelga was checking that door on the right of the first room, because sometimes that can be not a shutter door.
Oh,
Most of the time it is. Sometimes it's not, and it can really catch people out because they don't expect to go and check it.
Sure.
Zelga is looking a touch lost as well, which kind of makes us mortals feel a bit better about ourselves.
Okay, so Sawyer got a sword from Sick Kid, which could give him Darkhold access through Aga, or which will, if he can navigate through there. Doesn't necessarily need the lamp, but that's going to keep him away from the hammer.
Yeah, it's hard to see how he catches up here. I mean, obviously he can. Like for example, if Aga had one of the required items and Zelga just never gets to the tower.
Yeah.
If the flute was there, I guess that would make Sawyer's life a bit easier getting around. And if he just happens to go check Zora after he gets flippers.
So I didn't see anything. Again, we're just looking for maybe a medallion, the mitts, and the flute. Those are the only outstanding. It's pot 2, maybe 4 items. There's our lamp. That's huge. I mean,
that's such a nice item to get.
Yeah, like again, most of us can navigate dark rooms no problem, but that's because you know where the which room you're navigating through. Having that lamp is just so much nicer. Yep. It really is. It is really. I'm surprised that they didn't give us a lamp in this mode at least.
Yeah, I don't mind the no lamp thing. You get it for free in Escape. And then it's just if you're good enough to do dark rooms, even though if they're harder, like if you're good enough to do them, then you get the time save from not having it. We are still searching for Blind's room, I think, in Thieves' Town.
Okay, we saw a blinking light, just not sure where it was. And again, I don't know if you saw the attic or not, right? But I guess you can.
It's here.
You can take.
Yeah,
okay. You can take Blind in, or you can take her in, and she'll tell you where the room is. Yeah, so he hasn't found it. It's at Swamp Palace, I believe.
Yeah. So he can just run to Swamp. Because he can do all these medium dungeons, so yeah, he's in quite a good shape, items wise.
Yeah.
He's found the nice to have items as well as the items avoiding the double dips.
Yeah, I think. I mean, honestly, Sawyer might be on the same path if he hadn't bonked out of Waterfall. Like, it's not. I don't feel like Zelga's done anything super special, right? I feel like he's gone where you kind of logically go. Hype Cave, left, Thieves' Town. You know what I mean? Like VOO.
Yeah.
Just not having the hammer is just hurting Sawyer. big time. So
Yeah, it's one little like ghost input, and I can't. I don't know if I've seen one little ghost input be punished just as badly as this.
yeah, super punished. Yep.
Sawyer found a big key door that he can't open in the dark room, like just because he doesn't have the lamp, which is really annoying.
Yeah. It's because he doesn't have the lamp, even if you have the big key, or
No, he doesn't have the big key, but he didn't know
okay,
it was the big key door until he got to it.
I see. Yeah. So you're
'Cause it's
spending the
all
time
dark.
going through it. Yeah. Don't realize that there's a big key right there.
I think that's just him bringing up his darkroom maps to see which darkroom he's in.
Yeah. Looks like Castle Tower.
Yeah, I think it's one of the. I think it's the room with all the pits. Yeah, this one. It's okay. He's done well to find the torch. And the guard in the bottom here is going to have. He's going to wait to light this again because he has to kill the guard in the next room for an item.
Yep. Okay, so there's 6 keys here. He's found 3 of them. Hasn't found that big key yet. And gets to do some more dark rooms. Meanwhile, Zulga is in Swamp Palace now.
Yeah. So there's the two staircase doors there in that waterfall room lead to each other, so he can eliminate those. So now he's just in this room. So that's nice to when you get a linear when they connect to each other and branching path turns into a linear path. Makes it a little bit nicer. But then the next room is one of the Thieves' Den rooms, which is awful, as always. Especially when they connect to each other, you connect to a different Thieves' Den room, and it's just so hard to follow which is which.
Yeah.
This is a tiny swamp, by the way.
Yeah, 8 items, and
only 3 keys.
Only 4? Yeah, so 4 items here, yeah.
Okay.
Sawyer has to push this block to get out of the top of this, to open the door up here, to get up to the top of the room here. And we already found Argus.
Yeah. So one fun thing you can do is, like, if Argus, especially if Argus has a key, is you can go in and kill Argus. And you get your nice boss music as well. And then the door's still open, so once you pick up the item, if it's a key, you can just leave the room with that key, find your other items, and then go back to the boss room to get your prize.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes that's quicker than going through the dungeon again.
Yeah.
And you keep the boss music through the whole dungeon.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is the best part, obviously.
Yeah, because all of the boss music is usually saved for some of the best tracks. Oh, there's our other sword, which is locked by the boots. I think for Zelga, he really needs to find a bottle before he heads back to VO to get that sword from Sick Kid. All right, and 27 minutes in, we've got our first crystal from Zelgazan in Swamp Palace. He still needs to find the attic, right? I don't think we saw that yet.
I don't think we saw that yet. So he has 3 more items
here. Yeah,
he'll definitely be going back in for that.
All right, we found our way to Pendant Armos Knights through the dark. I want to say that there's no dark rooms in Aga Tower because I think they're all here.
Oh, and all he gets is a key as well.
Yeah,
it's a lot of hard work for a pendant, like especially when you have to do the slow dark rooms for it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Zelga's found out. Zelga knows it's quite quick to get to this Thieves' Town lobby room, which is where all the branching is going to happen. So I guess he decided to just collect the boss item. Oh, here we go. Here's the attic. Now it'll be interesting to see if he still searches more, or just... He must feel like he's in a good enough position.
I mean, yeah, I feel like...
I don't know. He hasn't done anything weird, though. He's just... For all he knows, Sawyer's right with him.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not like... It's been pretty jet, but it's not like he's made a play to make it jet, you know? It's just more... The seed has been pretty linear. Once you get the hammer, that is. Oh, nice little circle around there.
Yeah, where'd you go from here?
I don't know.
There's
the flute in Eastern. Okay.
Well, that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
We've got a race back on, I think. Zelga's not going to go there anytime soon.
No.
That'll probably be his go mode item later on. Depending on... Well, the flute doesn't block anything.
The medallion, I guess, maybe?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is one of the items. Big chest.
Kind of hoping for mitts there.
Okay, he's seen the other side of this room, and you can't push those blocks. You have to flood that room. Yeah, one more item left, and he's doing. It's a lot of work to find this one more item.
Do you track the layout, or do you just kind of do it by memory?
There's no way I could track it without like pausing for 10 minutes all the time. I'd have to try to do it by memory, but that obviously has its own problems.
Sure.
I think some people who are good at tracking and playing while also, with their 2 hands on the controller and their third hand on the mouse or something. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
They could probably do a pretty good job with it. But this is an interesting decision, right? Because if you bail, like you're giving your opponent outs.
Yeah.
And also, if you have to come back, you have to remember the layout. So,
right.
So you kind of want to get this item, but the other hand, you're doing a lot of work for just one little item when you have, 5 more dungeons you can do.
Yeah.
5 more crystals.
All right, here's the last one, and it's a sword. That's all 4 swords. That's nice.
Well, that was worth. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. Sword left side swamp. Oh no, I guess it wasn't left side swamp, but it looked like left side swamp. Always a sword in the swamp. Shady. Always a sword in the swamp.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like the pod play for. Oh no, he's gonna get the half magic and maybe finish off. Oh no, I don't think he saw the half magic. He might just blind check and get the half magic.
Was he just out of bombs? Oh yeah, okay, he's just getting bombs on the way to the half magic. I think this half magic is a good pickup, especially when you're only a master.
He didn't see it, so
he's just doing it blind.
Yeah, he's doing it blind, which is works out pretty well.
I'm surprised he's not going to do this into hobo, because you can almost. Oh, he can't flute over to it.
Yeah,
he doesn't have it.
Yeah, I think he'll probably just do it up here.
I'll do hobo on the way.
Yeah. All right, so Sawyer gonna go do Aga, which I don't think we've seen, and he's gonna run out of locations. He might head to Castle Tower before he does Zora.
I think he probably will. It's only 2 checks left there, so I don't think he sees the urgent need to rush there yet.
Yeah.
But if he goes into Castle Tower and he finds any dark room, then he must be like, this is progression. He needs to be paying attention to the logic.
I mean, a lot of what he did in Eastern was blocked by the lamp. So
actually, it's too late now because he's done all the mountain, but he kind of knows progression's not on the mountain. Until he gets the lamp somewhere, which he won't, so... I think he's going to do this and finish Agate. He's going to finish Castle Tower. Then he's going to realize that Zora has progression, so he's going to run to Zora to pick up his quote-unquote lamp, and then he'll find the hammer there and be very sad.
Well... Once he gets to the Dark World, he's got mitts and hookshot, so... gloves, the glove and hookshot, so he might not go to Zora for a while.
Well, the thing is, if you don't want to do the Dark World without a hammer, because you're just orphaning things, so you should go to where you know your progression is, which is Zora. That's assuming that Aga has a Dark World.
That's... right.
I think it's a reasonable assumption. I think it will.
Well, here's the thing, is we've only seen one bottle, and it was up on the mountain, right? And that's locked by the lamp or the flute, and the flute is definitely locked by by the lamp.
Oh, yeah, so the sword's not in
Eastern.
logic.
So the
Okay.
sword isn't in logic. But
so maybe he shouldn't even be here.
they're also, but it's also trying to piece that together while you're have your doors shuffled together. You know what I mean?
I know it is.
That's a lot to try to keep it. Like, it's easy for us because we've got all the information, but when you're playing, it's a whole nother ball game. Yeah, the big thing is that sword. That sword is out of logic because we haven't found any other bottles. They're still on the hunt for the mitts. But I think, so Zelga's going to find those mitts before he finds that flute. It's going to be a while, I imagine, till he gets to Pendant Eastern for flute. So you're probably right in the fact that he'll be flute go mode.
Yeah, he'll probably have all 3 medallions before he gets it.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like we're in swamp, but we're actually in pod. We've just seen a lot of swamp rooms here in pod. So let's see, 5, 6, so 7 checks here. And us, we're just looking for those mitts. That's the big one, and then maybe Ether or Quake.
Yeah, this is the exact dungeon you're glad you have the hookshot and the flippers for.
Yeah, it's basically swamp. You're basically in swamp.
Well, a nice little loop here. It's a shame he's gonna have to come back here once he gets the big key.
Big key
for two big chests.
Okay, so we do have a dark room here in Castle Tower. So
yeah, and it's which one? Oh, this is the eastern one.
Eastern one.
This is eastern right side. So he's picked up the item, which means if he goes to Agan now, which I actually probably will, he's leaving behind an item in Castle Tower. No, sorry, 2 items. I guess you can mirror and just do it again with the other items, but I don't know if he will. But if he goes to pod now without the flippers,
yeah,
he's gonna be very sad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sad on his behalf already, just thinking about pod without the flippers.
Yeah,
because there's some things he can get, but not everything.
Yeah. All right, down goes the water.
Yeah, Zelda was here earlier. He was here earlier.
Okay.
He came in through here, and you can get the 2 chests in the flooded room, but you can't get to any of the staircases without the flippers.
I see.
So he was here before. Like, this is near the entrance, but he still doesn't have his big key for here, does he?
No. Okay, so
yeah, he left the top section of this room, and now he needs to hit the switch and then leave the bottom one, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Here's the thing: Sawyer looks to be like he could be going to Catfish and then Zora. The problem is Zora doesn't have the hammer. Zora has the shovel. So again, you have to. Hopefully, he's paying attention to that logic.
Yeah. I mean, what's he going to do next? He's going to do village down to Hype Cave with the mitts. Oh, sorry. Oh, he doesn't have the mitts yet. Oh.
Yeah.
He's going to have to save him, go to the pyramid and go the long way around. But nonetheless, he will do village down to Hype Cave and do Stumpy and the shovel turning on the way. And he'll get his hammer that way. I just hope he doesn't go into any of the dungeons.
That's a tall ask.
It is a bit, yeah, because the temptation to do it, because you have to do the long walk to get around there.
Yeah. So
but it is doors. Remember, it's doors.
It is doors.
And dungeons are bad.
If he gets a shovel here, I think he's okay. I mean, he's still behind, but that flute could be the difference. Zelga's Yeah, Zelga's gonna find the mitts here soon. They got to be coming up. Either Thievestown, Skullwoods, or
Like, I guess this is,
Arpon.
I guess if he finds the mitts, he's even less likely to mirror do Eastern while he's
Yeah,
here.
100%. So mitts here would actually kind of be bad. I still don't even know if he mirrors and does Eastern, even if he doesn't get the mitts. All right, this is good. Sawyer has the shovel in hand, is now going to go turn in the shovel. He's going to get his hammer, and he's going to kind of kick himself about how badly that all worked out for him.
Yeah, but he's got it before he even went to the village, so that is a bonus.
Yep, definitely.
I think this could have gone a lot worse for him than it has.
Sure. I mean, pulling the flute was big. Pulling the flute is big for sure.
Yeah.
Just going to start at Hype Cave. Understandable. And then I think he's basically going to do... Oh, there's our big key.
There's our big key. Yeah, now he needs to find his way back to those big chests.
I think he's going to do the route that Zelga did. So he'll get his flippers and things. I imagine it's just going to kind of follow in Zelga's footsteps from here. All right, Helma fight. Down goes Helma. It's 10 arrows, and more importantly, that second crystal.
Yeah. So 3 more items in pod. We're kind of expecting him to go back in.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way he's been playing so far.
Well, especially because of coming back to pod just stinks, right? Like, I feel like you gotta grab everything while you can. All right, so there's all our keys. So we've got 3 more items left.
Gotta say, boat runners are doing a very good job not bonking those bonkable walls.
Yeah.
With their pseudo boots. Okay, I think Zelga just has the 2 big chests left, so as long as he remembers the way to get to those, I think
there was 2 of them.
Yeah, there was one in the swamp room, and then the bottom right, I think, connector. The bottom right door led to like the pod big chest or something in a side room. Yeah, so it's here and it's down in this top door, and I think this leads to the big swamp big room now. Oh yeah, sorry, maybe he has to go a bit further. Or maybe I just don't know the way either. It's impossible to follow.
Alright, there it is. There's one of them. $20. And $20.
Alright, well.
Not pod.
At least that was quick to get those 3 checks.
Yeah,
not too
for
bad.
sure. Is there any incentive for Zelga to go up to the mountain before going back to Thievestown? We've got Skull Woods. We haven't seen anything at Skull Woods. It is a pendant, but it is full clearable.
I personally would do Thievestown first.
Okay.
But just to get it done, I definitely would not go near Skull Woods before I do Dead Mountain.
The mountain.
But this isn't so bad. I guess if you get the mitts up here, then you can just get to Thievestown a little bit quicker. Lifting the rock instead of going around.
Yeah.
And also maybe you can do Smith's sequence after that as well. So there's some value in postponing Thieves, even though it's a fully beatable crystal.
I don't think Sawyer got everything out of Hera.
No, he didn't. He didn't beat Hera either. He struggled there. I think possibly
Dark Rooms,
lost.
was it?
there was some dark rooms, but also some of the. I don't think he found his way to all of the floors of Hera.
I see.
Probably due to there might have been some forced drop down or something like that. Hera's a funny one because when you're walking through Hera and sometimes an enemy can just knock you into a pit.
Yeah.
It's like it can be way worse indoors because you can just go all the way back to the floor that's near the start.
Yeah.
I didn't really get a good look at Hera on Sawyer's side, so I'll try and pay a bit more attention here.
There's not a lot here. There's 1 key, 4 items.
I believe the staircase Zelga's going through now will lead to the other top left. Yeah, there we go. So you don't even need that 1 key now.
Oh, okay.
That's a dead key, and now this is the only path, this bottom left staircase. So everywhere you got to get to is from here.
From here.
And I think we saw the red square. It's not on this floor, it's the floor above this.
Okay.
Which is a nothing floor, and normally, you don't even see it when you do Herapod. But it's surprisingly annoying to do backwards indoors.
Okay, so he's forced to drop down here, right? Because there's no big key.
Yeah, but you only want to drop down 1 floor from here. You don't want to drop down 2 because you get to the main lobby.
Okay.
So this is the floor, and this isn't the one with the red square, but yes, this is where the progression is. There's 2 ways now. You can go right and left from here, and one of them will lead to the boss. He also needs to find the big key and get back to the big chest. Yeah. And then there's a couple of non-Hera rooms thrown into the mix just for fun. Well, there's our big key.
Okay, so I think this is one of the issues that we had. Our Sawyer had when he was in this room was trying to get that big key.
Yeah, even if
I don't know if he got it.
I don't think he did. And I think he knew which room it was, but killing that Igor when you can't see is really
right, especially when you're coming from the top left. You're not used to that at all. Okay, so here's Hera. So the 2 items we have are Moldworm, and then he could just go. Oh no, back to the top.
This can be quite bad. Okay, it's not so bad.
Okay.
It depends how far away this is from the Moldworm floor.
Yeah.
I guess he's gonna go through here again.
It is definitely a worse fall than normal. You definitely have more work to do to get back up there, but not a great fall.
Pendant. Sometimes Hera's a pendant, and you kill Moldorm and get his item, and you don't care about the pendant, so you can just drop down 2 floors to get to what you like. If you drop in the middle hole, you will get to where 2 chests are, small and big chest. Sometimes that's just your last 2 items, and you can just get out and don't care about the pendant. But here, obviously, we need crystals.
All right, so he's gonna do 1 more climb to get to that big chest, and then head over to Paradox. I mean, he hasn't skipped anything, so he's not skipping this 1 item for sure. I mean, never mind. Was it a small key?
Oh, you're right. He didn't find the small key, and he knew. I thought that was installed.
Okay.
Oh, what is the small key? Okay, thank you, Lynn, for actually paying attention.
That makes more sense now. It's not Spike Cave.
Yeah, it's good to get that checked on nice and quickly. Again, you want to prioritize the overworld, so
for sure.
Even though Spike Cave sucks, you still want to do it a bit more in this mode than you would in a normal.
All right, Sawyer making his way through Thieves Town now. Zelga gonna go get his trash. I don't think there was anything over here. Again, we're just midst from Gomon, so it has to be nothing. I'll get his bottle, which will get him tempered, I think, when he goes to Thieves Town. That's nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. You can get that on the way because he hasn't done Thieves yet, so.
So I'm thinking our mitts. Okay, according to chat, we've got Skull Woods, we've got Graveyard Ledge, and we've got Blind. At this point, it seems like it's going to be Skull Woods.
Oh, is that really everything? We didn't see the magic bat though, did we?
We did. Zelga
we
did go
see.
back.
Oh,
yeah,
Zelga did go back. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hobo. We haven't seen Hobo yet.
No, Zelga did Hobo. He mirrored to Hobo. I didn't see what it was, but he did it.
Okay.
So Zelga's done that. He did it on the way to Pod. Remember, we were talking after he left from Little Lake Island.
Yeah, that's true. There still could be some stuff in CT and Eastern that we didn't see, or that Sawyer might have missed. But
I didn't see that.
Eastern's.
So that's our ice rod on the floating island.
Yeah. I think we saw that with Sawyer earlier. Okay. Mountain is now done for Zelga. So I think he goes back to Thiestown, right? Finishes that crystal and then probably heads up to Skull Woods. Maybe does Graveyard Ledge after that.
That seems like a reasonable route, yeah. He's probably still going to last locate the... Well, I think we know he will find the mitts before, right? Because the flute doesn't unlock anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Sawyer has got 10 out of 14 here. Still missing 2 keys. I think he did get the big key. Did we see this? Yeah, Zelga did pick up the maiden. I forgot about that. Yeah.
There's one of the small keys. Still got the 2 items left. He may, if he's feeling aggressive, he might just check for the attic and then leave.
Okay, so Sawyer does have the advantage of that flute, but Zelga is really far ahead. So Zelga still might last location that flute and still maintain his lead. Because we haven't found mitts, because there's nothing for Sawyer hasn't been able to take advantage of that flute really. It hasn't locked anything and it doesn't lock anything. It's going to be tough for Sawyer to crawl his way back. I mean, he is on the right path, but he might get the mitts out of Skull Woods next. So
yeah, so that's the thing. If assuming that we get everything is free except the flute, Zelga's going to do a lot of searching in big Mitzlock dungeons.
Yeah,
looking for that flute.
It's true. And
Sawyer presumably by then will be in go mode.
So if he goes to Skull Woods now, which I don't know if he's going to do, I think Swamp is probably his next destination. If he goes to Skull Woods and finds those,
where were they?
They're in the C-shaped house.
Oh, okay, yeah, they're right here. Okay.
So if he goes north after the flippers, he might be in the lead then.
Yeah, I can't see
if the mitts are up there.
It's a weird play. Why don't you go to your crystal swamp where you know the attic is?
Yeah, and he is pulling out his mirror. Oh, he is going north.
Maybe it's just a few quick checks. Maybe it's Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, I mean, if he finds the mitts here first.
Well, he's doing it.
Yeah. Zelga might be going there next, but he's gonna go do his pendant or his Mitzlock dungeons. There's 14 items, so there's 7 items here.
Yeah, Skullwood usually is quite busy in this mode because a lot of the all the drop downs are vanilla, so there's a whole bunch of rooms that have to still be here. that have items, so it can
Yeah.
gets a
Especially
lot
with
of stuff.
key drop stuff too.
Yeah, this is the thing that's easy to forget, is that you can go down south from the map chest. Okay, so that's a dead end loop.
Yep. So I just found the dark pod maze.
Zelga will be there shortly, and with the lamp, he'll probably get through it a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Oh, it's from the bottom as well. Oh, interesting that Sawyer went down south, because you know Spike Room and Harmless Hellway are right next to it, which have guaranteed items there.
Mm.
But obviously he's getting away with it because it's just a once-off
Yeah.
check down below. But Zelga's going to his known 2 checks. See, he's not going to get down south as soon. And then when you're there in Harmless, you just go down because you're right next to this door, so he's going to follow this path. I think this is what most people would do first. Okay, so this leads to the back door and 1 item. But I guess he doesn't. There's no reason for him to exit here, so he'll just go back and follow a different path.
Looking for the mitts. Do we find them here? No.
So sad not being able to mirror out of that chest.
I know. I mean, he could still do it, but it would be not a good choice.
Probably only be a little bit longer than what he's doing. Oh no, you have to go through the whole pod maze and everything. Yeah, it would be slower. Someday I'll learn what the right timing and position to dash through those spikes are. There must be one, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It's got to be.
Okay, now he's going to go south and get his 1-off check, and then he'll go back and do the other staircase, I guess.
Where I didn't see where the other staircase took him.
I don't know, maybe he's done both staircases, in which case he has to go out and go to a drop. And have we seen pinball? Oh, here's the pinball room. And this also leads to the boss, okay. No mitts yet, though, which we assume is going to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be somewhere. I mean, the mitts do exist in this game. Oh, the stairs led to each other. Okay. There's the big key. Is he going out the door? Okay.
Yeah, so he'll go out and drop into the pit, which will lead him to the...
That's where Sawyer is.
You know, the
right
connector?
now, right?
And then you go left and get to the... Oh, sorry, he goes in... Oh, you can just go in the door. What am I talking about?
Yeah. All right, so there's 1 item left.
So we did just get the big key, so the big chest is an item, and then there's a small key somewhere.
Yeah.
Where would that other item be? Have we seen the compass chest?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think we have. So that would be accessible from the bottom left drop down.
Okay. But
If
we don't
that's
need
the
it.
one we're-
Yeah, it's just a key. We know that.
Oh, okay, cool. So the big chest had the thing.
Yeah. Big chest had blue mail.
So that's our still no mitts, but that's a green pendant we can turn on.
Still no mitts. Still no mitts.
And that'll take Zelga towards Eastern, which he probably won't go in when he if he gets admits from the green pendant.
Yeah. Graveyard Ledge is a possibility. Green Pendant turn in is a possibility. There's our boots.
We
Can't
don't
get
cape,
them.
though.
Yeah. Interesting information.
Yeah, it's not hugely likely we'll need them, but it's possible. A couple of torches around. Well, we saw the desert torch, that didn't have anything, so I guess it's just the GT torch.
King's Tomb.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Well, yeah.
Which, I don't know, if you're watching Andy stream today, was able to open King's Tomb with pseudo boots, so...
Interesting. So
Yeah.
I don't know how we did it, I haven't seen, but I've always wondered, you know this kind of, if you get yourself into the glitch state with the hook dash,
Mm-hmm.
whether there's something to do with that. That would be my guess, without knowing anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened there, but it did happen. All right, we got the mushroom in Skullwoods. That could be our mids, since it's not Graveyard Ledge. I think for Zelga, you want the mids to be somewhere in Eastern, so that he gets basically his go mode. Oh, there they are on the mids, or on the mushroom turn-in.
Yeah, okay. Well... I feel like Zelga's going to do a lot of full clearing now of things that aren't Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, that... Is it... I mean, okay, so if you're a Sticky Priest, or rooting for the Sticky Priest, you want to see Ether or Quake here. There's Ether.
Okay, well that's good.
But if we know anything in Rando, it's always under the door. And not today. Not in Meyer.
Not the immediate front door, but maybe the side one.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
Well, at least Zelga can't full clear Meyer without looking for the flute. That's something.
Yeah. So he'll probably, I mean, he still don't have desert access. So I imagine ice will be his next next place to go to.
Well, I kind of think there's a chance he just does all of Dark Death Mountain first.
Oh, okay.
Check your
including Turtle Rock. Is that
not Turtle? No, not Turtle Rock. Just the 6, you know.
Because it's I don't know. We don't know if it's available. Like again, I think you want Turtle Rock to also be Ether.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, he is going into ice now.
Yeah, this isn't so bad. Like, if you were missing something that might lock the dungeon, I think this is not where you would be. If you're missing Samaria, I don't think you'd be here.
Yeah.
But he does have everything to full clear ice, so he's okay.
Yeah, clear your crystal dungeons, I guess, is the way to go. Man, that are you sweating, Shady?
A little. Part of me sweating, but also part of me is glad that this has become a bit of a race.
Sure.
If you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want it to be a complete wipeout, like it almost was because of the hammer miss. So the commentator part of me is like, yeah, this is a race. This is still exciting.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so the question now is, where is Ether? We know that Zelga needs to make his way to Eastern to get that flute, but it is locked by Ether, and that's going to be Sawyer's go mode.
Yeah, we kind of want it to be buried as deep as we can in Ice Palace or Turtle Rock, I guess.
Yeah. If it's on the path if it's here in desert, that's going to be really bad for Zelga. There's just one key in desert. We've got 10 keys in ice and 20 checks, so 9 items here.
Yeah, pretty sizable ice palace here. Although I haven't seen too many forks yet. It's been mostly linear.
Seen a little Hyrule Castle in desert. There's ether.
Okay. That's not as deep as I'd like.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is a crystal because so Sawyer. Okay, so I imagine Sawyer's route from here is some swamp. So he's got swamp, pod, Dees Town, and Ice Palace, right? I imagine swamp is next. I don't think he immediately does ice.
No, he'll do the others first. I'm pretty sure. I guess there's no downside to doing ice next, but
yeah, he does have the flute. Okay, there's a way into desert, so that's another distraction for Selga here.
yeah,
it's so hard. It's so hard to predict what's going to happen here. Like Zelga obviously has a lead, but it's just when does he go to Eastern?
Yeah, it's when he runs out of other nice things to do.
But he's got so much to do now.
Yeah, the problem is he might just end up in Turtle Rock.
Oh, all of the medallions are here. So Turtle Rock is now officially open, Shady.
I don't like how this is going. Stop it.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst rooms indoors, by the way. My air lobby. Just because not only is it a multi-exit room, but half of them are locked behind the pegs. Okay, here's the Cold Star is down south of this room. But Zelga's still looking for flutes, so he's not going there. Sawyer's just going to go straight down to Cold Star.
Well, oh yeah, once he gets here, yeah, for sure.
Once he gets here.
All right, he's leaving, so this looks like there's boots now for Zelga. I think he saw those. Yeah, so this is swamp, and I think it was a longer swamp. I think because Sawyer knows that the attic is here, there's a little bit more incentive to get here first. Because he's just looking for ether, and that could again just be along the path of the crystals that he's in.
Yeah, and I guess you just want to do your easier crystals, the easier mid-game crystals.
Sure.
Looking for ether, hoping that they're there before you go and do your more complicated late game ones.
Yeah.
So Zelga, you could just go to the boss. Look how many keys you're missing.
Right.
All remaining items are small keys, right?
Yeah.
Including the one on the boss here. So yeah, you can just beat the boss. Okay, good.
So Zelga's next destination is, I would imagine, Dark Death Mountain.
I think so. And unfortunately, I think that also means Turtle Rock.
We say Turtle Rock, but it also might be a short Turtle Rock. We have no idea the layout of Turtle Rock.
Actually, sorry, he'll probably do Desert first before he goes to Dark Death Mountain.
You think so? Oh, right, because it's a crystal. Yep.
Because it's a crystal, and he can get in. Also, you're not necessarily punished as much.
Yeah.
You go to Desert with the book in this mode because you can just get to the boss from the front door. So, in fact, you can get to everything potentially from the front door. I didn't pay too much attention to the Desert layout though when Sawyer was there, so I don't know whether he can even get to the boss without the flood.
Yeah, I wasn't paying close enough attention. So he is going up to the mountain.
Okay.
Maybe this is just the overworld.
If it is, that's good, because then he could well do Eastern before Turtle Rock, if he just does the overworld here.
All right, so Argus for Sawyer. This is only his second crystal. That is the difference. Is Zelga has 5, and so he does have some wiggle room. So even if he does waste time in some of these longer dungeons or potentially longer dungeons, he's built himself up a decent enough lead. It is ether for both, by the way. That just might be the difference. Is the lead that he's built by getting that hammer so early. But we'll see. We'll see where Sawyer goes ice next. We're definitely a ticking clock away for Zelga.
Yeah, it'd be interesting now, because if Sawyer looks further in Swamp for that ether, I don't know if he will. He might just decide to play a bit aggressive. Okay, he is going back in.
Silvers. The worst item to have. He's got to grab the ice rod, right?
Why are silvers the worst item?
I said not the worst item. Not the worst.
Oh, not the worst. Okay, all right,
yeah.
Cool. Because I'm thinking Sawyer's probably never getting those.
Yeah.
Because he won't be climbing the mountain. He will be going to Hera. He has Hera to do. But he won't be going the mountain that way.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh, I guess, no, he might grab them on the way to GT, actually, what am I thinking? Zelga's getting the ice rod. Now, you don't want this ice rod. This isn't the item you're looking for.
Yeah.
Just assume it's not Turtle Rock.
I think he's going Turtle Rock.
Okay. So now I want Turtle Rock to be tiny and GT to be massive. Okay, Bale. Crystal Desert. What's the ether tablet?
Tablet? Yeah. Alright, Sawyer had to go back into Swamp. Yeah, Sawyer had to go to Swamp back in because he needed the attic, so he had no choice. He had to go back in.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
Still has 2 more items here. And where's Zelga's going? Why is he going in the dark world? He already opened.
I don't think so. Didn't he go through? Oh, he did super money from the top. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look. How big is Turtle Rock?
Okay.
19.
Okay. Only 6 keys. 19.
Not small. I wouldn't consider this small.
Okay, now we're hoping for like Rando room, GT Compass room. I want those things here to get get the items nice and quick.
Yeah.
That's a nice little loop in the TR lobby room. There's another one.
3-way loop. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's good. Kind of reduces the search space a bit.
Yeah. All right, so Sawyer is on his way to Ice Palace. So the clock's gonna start ticking here for Zelga. Gonna pick up that half magic that he knew was there.
Yeah, that's a good pickup, I think that's definitely worth.
Yeah, well, especially since you're coming here anyways, it's basically free. But alrighty, so with 2 crystals. Sawyer is on his way to go mode. Here in Ice Palace, we'll get the crystal and his last item. Meanwhile, Zelga has 5 crystals and needs to get to Pendant Eastern for his flute. Is that room north of here the vanilla room, or is it could it be anything?
That's a good question. It has been vanilla every time I've come across here.
Okay.
But I don't think it should be. I don't think it's the same super tile. So I think it should
it's
be.
It's not, because we just found
Oh,
that.
well, there you go.
Yeah. There's the answer.
Okay, cool.
So I'm putting Bombos to good use. Get out of that room. And Sawyer into ice. Can't remember how deep ice the Ether Medallion was in here, but
it wasn't too far, and it was before the boss as well, before you get to the boss room. So he'll have the Ether Medallion when he sees the red square, and then he can just go beat the boss. Yeah, this Turtlerock's looking like a bit of a big dungeon, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in here for a while and gotten one check.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is looking like Turtle Rock has all the things. GT's going to be super quick. All the gauntlet rooms here. Meyer lobby. Where are all the chests?
I don't know.
That's what Zelda's probably thinking.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone through a ton of rooms, and we get to see really any chests yet.
And this is going to lead to another fork, another plus room, which is always fun.
All right, I think Sawyer's about to get Ether here. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Go mode for
Go
Sawyer.
mode. 11606. Sawyer is in go mode.
Okay, finally we're gonna get some chests here. Because we're about to fight Ice Armos.
Yeah. It's just all keys. It's just the keys shading. Oh no. This is like worst case scenario for Zelga here.
Well, we're certainly got a race. I don't even know who's favored anymore. Sawyer does still have Pod and Thieves to finish.
Yeah.
Pod is not too bad. I think Helma is not too deep into the dungeon, and Thieves I think is just pick up pick up blind.
All right, so we're found all 6 keys now, so it's items from here on out. All right, but that is another crystal for Sawyer, and like we mentioned, he is in go mode. So can Zelga get to Eastern before he finishes Easttown, Pod, and Meyer?
Well, Zelga also has Meyer to do.
Excuse me. I meant Hera. Easttown,
Oh yeah.
Pod, and Hera. Oh, but Zelga still has Desert too, so.
Gotta say, I think Sawyer's in the lead here.
Yeah. Yep. Because, okay, so Zelga next has Eastern, CT, and Desert. Desert's a crystal, so probably goes there before Eastern, right?
Yeah, for sure. Zelga's going to go back in because there's 10 more items here, though.
Gosh, it's so deep. This guy goes so deep into the dungeon. All right, 13 items, 5 keys in Mire. That's only our second bottle right there, by the way. All right, here's Laser Bridge.
Yeah, sometimes it's worth taking this exit just as a different start point. But I guess not here.
Yeah, that's the end of the route, right? So there's not going to be anything. I think there's one more door here that he needs to go through, possibly.
I'm just worried that there was other forks available in that really deep route.
Yeah.
That you saw earlier. Yeah, he's going back that way now.
Sawyer trying to find his way through Mire here. Yeah, it's crazy how Sawyer missed the hammer, but got him that flute, right? Like the flute really unlocked nothing except for Mire.
Just to answer a question in chat, no, I think that the laser bridge exit is always vanilla, so that won't lead to Mimic Cave. He needs to find the big chest exit to get to Mimic Cave, or the other exit, like either of the middle exits. We'll let him do the Mimic Cave check. I think he has to beat Ice Armos here again as well.
Won't take too long. He does have Silver Stone. They're gone.
Oh, that's cool. I did not realize they don't come back. Maybe that's a thing on Doors Branch, on Doors itself. Pretty sure in vanilla they would always come back.
All right, 4 checks here.
Okay, one more, and it's... Did he see the big chest? No, he hasn't found it. Oh, but he see it exists, though. We know it exists because it's in the... Because the entrance lobbies are vanilla, so we know the big chest exists there somewhere.
Yeah.
And then he'll do Mimic Cave, and then I'll go to Desert.
It looks like Sawyer might be a little lost in Mire now. Yeah, 3 bottles in Deadrock. That's interesting.
Oh, big chest is right here. I just realized, yeah. Okay.
So he'll go out, he'll do Mimic Cave as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you gotta check Mimic Cave, and then that will have nothing, and he'll be very sad. And then he will probably go to Desert.
Yeah.
He's running out of game, though.
He definitely is. The clock is ticking.
Yeah, Mire was a little bit confusing. I think Zelga managed to land on a reasonable route in Mire. I think this is the right route now, though, where he's going.
Well, Zelga hasn't been to Mire, so...
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of a different dungeon, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so this is Bombo's tablet into Desert here.
Yeah, Vitreous just the top of this room now, so this is gonna be Mire done.
Where is the sword that Sawyer's missing?
Oh,
Was it in Swamp? Did he not get the sword in Swamp?
Was there one in Dark Depth Mountain? No, that was Silver's. I can't remember actually.
All right, that is crystal number 4. Oh, so he's missing lamp and sword in Swamp. All right, well, that might play a factor. We'll see.
I'm more worried about the lamp than the sword, I think, because being in the dark rooms can just really slow you down depending on which ones they are. And it's not guaranteed he gets those silvers.
Yeah.
So the lack of sword hurts more that way as well.
Yeah. Zelga on his way to get his last crystal, or second to last crystal. And then... And then he's got, like, he doesn't have a lot. CT, Eastern, maybe Smith Chain.
Yeah, I guess he could do Castle Tower first before Eastern. Yeah, I'm not sure who's in the lead. It's still very close. I can't really tell.
Yeah, it'll be easier to assess once Sawyer is fully done with his crystals.
Well, even then, the equipment difference is like something.
Yeah. But Sawyer might just build himself up that lead back, right? Like, we'll see.
Oh, but Zelga's in... Oh, sorry. I thought Zelga was in Eastern. No, he's in Desert.
Yeah, he's in Desert.
Just in Eastern.
Just tricking you, yep.
I looked away for a sec, but no, why would he be in Eastern? Yeah, he's got Desert to clear.
It's so funny how we talked about how quick everything was, and here we are, 90 minutes, almost 90 minutes in, or maybe 80 minutes from when we had all that stuff. Still looking for Gomon for Zelga.
Like, from Sawyer's perspective, he probably feels awful because...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you don't really think about that flute too much, everything else is completely on the path.
Yeah, and how
except the hammer, which he last located.
Right, he did Aga. Got nothing out of that.
So he's probably looking at the race room, thinking, "Where's my opponent not done yet?"
Mm-hmm.
And Zelga similarly, because he's just cleared Turtle Rock, a really obnoxious Turtle Rock for like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yet again, Bold Runners probably feel terrible.
That is Thieves Town finish. So we're down to Pod and Meyer for Sawyer.
He's done
Hera.
Meyer.
I keep saying Meyer when I mean Hera. I don't know what's wrong with my brain today, but yeah. Yeah, I think even with unless GT is really difficult, which I don't think it's gonna be, based off of what we've seen in Ice, Meyer, and Turtle Rock. I think Sawyer's got a pretty comfortable lead here, even down a sword and silvers.
Yeah, you could be right. We think he might get the silvers on the way up to GT anyway. He'll go the Super Bunny route, just in case you get a sword or silvers, and he will.
Yeah. If Zelga immediately goes to Eastern right now, I think Zelga's in the lead. But he has to go to Eastern right now, and I don't know.
There, Castle Tower.
He's got that. He can go get the boots. he could go get the boots and do boots checks. So that's a possibility.
Yeah, he does have a few things.
So where's he going?
This is Sank, isn't it? So this is
So this is probably boots.
Yeah.
Or maybe Smith Chain. I don't know. Yo, I was told in that first race by Telethar, like definitely do overworld over dungeons, and I feel like that has not been true. I don't know. I guess when it comes down to one item, it's just like it could be anywhere. So who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, this seed hasn't really. It hasn't really had too much in the overworld apart from the obvious places. Like none of the. Well, Zora, I guess, counts.
Yeah.
It's an awkward check. Okay, this is boots, and then it'll be the boots checks and probably down to Smith sequence. He does not have Pyramid Ferry, which is a relief. I still think he might do Castle Tower before Eastern.
Before Eastern, yeah.
Just because maybe he'll thinks it's a bit more likely his opponent has done Eastern and not Castle Tower.
Didn't you have wasn't one of your former team names something to do with Eastern?
Yeah, but that only counts if you don't have all the equipment needed to be Eastern, which we definitely do.
Yeah. He's not going back into the Dark World immediately, at least.
Okay, well that's good, I guess. But running out of Kingston's bad.
He's going back. So Smith's into Castle Tower Eastern, and man, the clock is just ticking. He didn't leave anything in any dungeons, so he doesn't have to go back to any dungeons. I think that's one of the benefits.
Yeah, that is a relief. He's probably glad he didn't do any little skips now.
Yeah,
this big search. Yeah, so I'm trying to see what's happening in Pod here. I didn't think Halma was too tricky in this dungeon, but I can't remember the exact way to get to him. But that's nice, Specky clipping just to save flooding the room.
Yeah. All right, so he's gonna grab the purple chest and then save and
then
quit.
I guess save and quit.
Nope,
well, is he good? Maybe it's faster to just run down? I'm not convinced. I guess if you don't have to stop anywhere in the way.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. I think this is slightly slower.
All right, so he's got the decision: Castle Tower or Eastern Palace. If it's Castle Tower, I think it's over. If it's Eastern, we've got a chance. But don't think he's got anything else.
What has he got in the Dark World here? Oh, Bombo's tablet. No, he has done that.
Yeah, he did Bombo's tablet.
So where is he taking this? Oh, is this pyramid?
Catfish?
This is pyramid into Castle Tower, I guess. Maybe he hasn't done pyramid catfish.
This is definitely Castle Tower, though, right?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Meanwhile, Sawyer has found Helma, and so he'll finish up Helma, and he will be on top of the mountain. Oh, there's that one item they left in Hyrule Castle.
Oh, I see. Okay. At least it's right here.
Yeah. That is crystal number 6 for Sawyer. So he just needs to head back up on the mountain and finish off Hera. It was Eastern Skippers. That was the name, right?
Yeah, we changed our team name for a reason. He didn't get the memo.
Yeah. Sawyer is still looking for Silverose and another sword. So turning in this green pendant before he heads up on the mountain makes sense. As long as he goes in the Dark World and does Super Bunny, he'll get those silvers.
I'm pretty sure he'll just go straight up to Hera here, though, and then run over to the Deadrock portal.
So maybe not.
Hera. Well, the thing is, he might just do Hookshot Cave and not Super Bunny.
Mm.
Yeah, I just think Zelga is much more than a Silverless Ganon fight behind.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's got to get the flute. He's got to go to Eastern. He's got to get the flute. He's got to activate the flute. He's got to go through Mire, climb, and then it's just too much. It's just too much.
We also need, still 5 more items here. Castle Tower. Oh, okay. Finally, they've forgotten the bonk.
Well, he has boots. He does have the boots.
Oh, did he just? Oh, that's right. Okay, it's just one of those weird things where you're in the wrong pixel.
I think Sawyer might be having a little bit of trouble with Hera. He was up here earlier and had a little bit of trouble too.
This is the dead end path that leads you back here.
Yeah.
So it has to go bottom left. And he needs to not hit this. He needs the switch the other way around.
Yeah, he needs to fall 1 floor, right? He needs to go. Is it?
Well, he needs to go here and he needs to fall 1 floor. Yeah. So hit this. Yeah, star portal and then drop down here.
Okay, got it.
And I think it was the right path here. Yeah, I think this is the right way. Oh, now he's in the air. He still doesn't have the lamp.
Yeah, it was in Swamp.
But he does have a fire rod, so there's a torch right there in the top of the room.
Yeah, does he need the big key?
No, I don't think he would.
So he just needs to get to the room?
I'm not sure about that. So.
This is probably like looking up a dark room.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out which one he's in. Okay, now he knows, so there you go.
Alright, so Zelga now gonna very hard last locate. I mean, if you look at his item tracker, he's got 185 out of 249, so...
Nothing in any dungeon in the game except Eastern.
Except
Zelga.
Eastern.
Classic Zelga.
All right, so this is it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't remember how deep in Eastern the flood was. Because there's quite a few.
I don't think it's close. I think it was deeper. All right, that's crystal number 7 for Sawyer. So he's just got to get to GT, find Aga 2, and then kill Ganon.
I don't think GT is large because Turtle Rock was very large. So
yeah,
I don't think there's a lot left. I actually think this is going to be on the small side for GT.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
A lot of the gauntlet rooms and the big empty rooms were in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it took forever to get to all those items in Turtle Rock as well.
I think most of the big lobbies were in Mire and Ice. Honestly, I might just be walking and there's Agatha. One of the
it might be.
Flashing red square as soon as you go into GT.
All right, let's see if Sawyer wants to do any checks before he gets into the castle. Nope. So no silvers, no tempered for Sawyer. But he's got time. He's got plenty of time to work with because Zelga still doesn't have the flute yet. I mean, he's on his path to get to his flute, but it's not in his inventory yet. So.
Well, there's the other sword, so we know Sawyer's. Well, actually, he didn't get the silver, so we know he's going to be Master Sword silverless.
Yep.
Well, there's a few things here, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. You can just mirror from this one. Do you do this one?
Yeah, but I wouldn't do the torches. I'd just drop down the pit. Because that leads to a warp. There's a path that way, and it's a bit quicker than waiting for the cutscene.
Yeah, because you don't really care about any items. You're just trying to find Aga 2, right? So.
Yeah, you probably end up needing keys, but you want to do some. You want to do some checks first. So yeah, just the quick drop down is a bit quicker to get to the next section. Well, never mind. Here's the red square. So
yeah.
But it's not here. Go back. Okay. Well, at least he knows the way now.
Yeah.
So now he needs to go into the drop down pits, the bottom room here. He doesn't have to go right, but I think these lead to the same room. These pits just drop down to that same warp path.
I see.
And he does have the key he needs here, but does he need a big key? That is the question. We know we need a boots or bomb.
got one of those. And Aga 2, very fast. Worst case scenario for Zelga, but this is going to be a nice victory for Sawyer. Only 2 wins so far this season. And there's go mode for Zelga in the big chest of Eastern. But yeah, I don't know if they've been officially eliminated from the playoffs, but I don't. Probably not the season that they're hoping for. But whenever you can pull a victory off of someone with the caliber of Zelga, you always feel good. Even especially in a seed where you hard lost location that hammer.
Yeah, I think the trick is to hard last location the second last item, not the last item.
Totally. Yep.
I'd be surprised if they were eliminated, because it's 4 out of 7 to get through. So I feel like I feel like
Well,
it should still be
two
possible.
spots are already gone. You and the high roll Hunter Horde. That's super pronouncing it wrong. It's a German word. Looks like. I've already clinched 2 spots. There's only 2 spots available, and they are 2 back from Boing Boing Boingers and Mandiums is supposed to carry us. So, yeah, not eliminated. Looks like, but definitely need this win.
I guess in the bottom position would be the relegation spot.
Yes.
So this would be big for them for that sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, I think these guys just have the best team name in league this season.
Deadrock, you like a Byrnacane.
I've had that song stuck in my head ever since the draw was made.
That's great. All right, so does have to be careful. As I say that.
What do we have? Yeah, we have a bottle, but I think it's blue goo.
It's just a blue goo, according to his tracker there.
And he has no lamp, so this is a bit scary, actually. I kind of... if you have the blue goo... Oh, he's getting a fairy, I see.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the boots.
You should quake. Oh, wait, he doesn't have that either.
Yeah.
Okay.
At that point, I think just go... I mean, if you're going to make the commitment, just go... Again, we know how much of a lead he's got, but he's got to be feeling the pressure here.
Yeah, for sure. It must be like thinking, why isn't the dot done come?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is... I don't know what mail upgrade the runners are on. Oh, there was one mail in...
yeah, they're on blue.
Yes. Yeah, so that's something.
It's still, what, 3 hearts?
He doesn't have the cape either. So this is a bit scary, like especially if you're not used to this particular fight.
Yeah.
And now if he has... Yeah.
He only has the 1 bottle. He didn't go to Turtle Rock to get the other 3.
Yeah. Okay. Did he do that deliberately? Like he might have, just to get his health back, because he doesn't want to burn the blue too early, because he needs it to. He may need it for magic.
That's true.
I think he knows there's a sword in the Desert Torch, but he knows when he start to get them, but he doesn't need to get that.
Yeah, that's oh no, he's taking a lot of damage here.
Yeah, well, so we're going for the health now. But now, now he can't use burn or anything for safety.
We're on to phase 2.
Yeah, that's a good start in phase 2.
Got to get that torch glitch. He's got to get that torch glitch. Oh no, if he could have got to the top right, he might be okay.
He might have enough spins already, anyway.
Yeah. Alright, on to phase 3.
Okay, Zelga's found Vitreous, and then he'll be off to GT, but I think Sawyer, if he clinches this out, he's fine.
Right, nerves are real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got the torch glitch.
That was a very clutch torch glitch, yeah.
Okay,
that was
so
dangerous when you do it from that little gap from the all up against the torch, because it's the torch going out can eat your input. That's like the danger zone. Yeah, he's looking good now.
Yep. In a good spot, half magic, so doesn't really have to worry about about his magic here. Just trying to get those triples. It's just a lot. You just got to do it a lot. And some of these directions he's taken are a little scary. Those bats, man. Like that was scary. That was scary.
Yeah, he's still okay for health.
Oh man, he's making me sweat, Shady.
He's pretty close now, though. And he's getting these triple. Oh, okay. That's okay. Just needs to not panic. Still got plenty of magic.
Oh, man, the direction he's taking towards these bats. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Get your GGs in chat for Sawyer and Deadrock you like a Byrnacane. Got to pick up 3 points here over a really tough opponent in Zelga Dasan. What a race. I know you're a little biased, but you know, really interesting race there.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted it to be close, but I didn't want a complete turnaround.
Yeah, you know, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, GG's to Sawyer. It just once he got the flute, he played fairly solidly after that. And
yep, for sure.
we
did get we did get a forfeit there from Zelga, so get your GGs in chat for Zelga. You never want to lose, but always guys are in a great position, already clinched the playoffs, so not quite as important. Will affect the seeding maybe a little bit, but nothing to be stressed about. We are joined by the Eastern skipper himself. Oh, I'm sorry. The sticky. Sorry, probably too soon too. The sticky priest, Zelga Dasan. GGs.
Yo, GGs.
We also joined today by Sawyer. GGs. Nice win.
GGs.
GG.
Wow.
You're probably wondering how you won that one because of the hammer and everything.
I assumed once I saw the flute and the ether and the mushroom 2 mitts, I was like, well, that sucks. This seed sucks, so maybe there's a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the difference. So what? Okay, so Zelga Sawyer missed the hammer and did Aga and got the flute a lot earlier than you. So it was your go mode was ether, whereas Zelga was looking for that flute for quite a while. Do you know what happened? Did you just not, when you were dashing out of the waterfall, did you just not press down or something?
No, I was down, and then I don't know, my controller isn't the greatest. I don't like switching mid-tournament. So it's something that needs to get cleaned and also or removed from the rotation.
Right.
Once I did that, and then I was like, crap. It just, I immediately was like, well, I hope nothing's there, and of course something's there.
Yeah.
It was more of a phantom input type thing that just wasn't great.
So when the hammer did show up, what were you thinking?
I was behind a lot.
Yeah.
And I went straight aggressive on that.
Yeah.
The flippers. Once I got the flippers, I was like, okay, do I use swamp? But then I thought to myself, I'm not leaving here without doing Skull Woods, because the fire rod for me was really early because I got that and then the hammer thing, part of my dogs too. So I like dipped in just to see what was in there and what was about, and mushroom into getting a potion kind of led me along the path. So.
And then Zelga, I mean, you got everything early, and then it was just looking for, mitts took both of you quite a while because they were pretty buried, but it was just where is the flute, right?
Right. Yeah, and I almost went into Eastern when I did pod, but I still hadn't touched the mountain at all, and I felt like that was a better play for Dead City. And I feel like in my experience with these, like Eastern, Desert, like they're all usually really light on items because it's just Light World dungeons that get mixed. So there's probably only 3 or 4 things in there, and I was right. There was only 3 or 4 things, but obviously when the flute's one of them, then it happens.
Yeah, unfortunate for you. Benefit for Deadrock, you'd like a Byrnacane, but yeah, we got to wrap this up. You guys are in a good spot. You already got your playoffs clinched. Sawyer, you guys are still fighting, got a chance to make the playoffs still. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we're happy to be here, so we're doing well.
Sure.
So yeah, GG's to you, Zelga. Shady, good luck to on your match as well. Thank you for restream. I know we're cutting this close, but
yeah,
I hope you all have a good night.
Awesome. GG's to Sawyer. Again, Zelga's GG's, you know,
Yep,
Eastern,
GG.
right?
Thanks
Bound
for
to it's gonna be your burden forever, I guess.
Yeah,
But,
it was destined.
Yeah. All right, Shady, thanks for doing comms with me. I super appreciate it. Really enjoyed just having you in the booth and all the knowledge that you brought, teaching me what's going on.
Oh, it was an absolute pleasure, Fear. Yeah, it was great we got this in. Hopefully we can get some more in the future.
Definitely. All right, it looks like there's a Z1 race coming up in just a few minutes, so stay tuned for that. Follow the runners, and yeah, lots more doors throughout the rest of the week. So we'll see y'all then.